Okay, ready to go.
Ready?
Watch this loot. So, on your front right horizontal panel, from the front, if we start at the the right horizontal panel, if we start from the front, the left first panel is the RW with the power button on the right.
Yes.
Yes. And then behind there you have the jammer, which, well, it's currently function is just as a noise jammer on the right side. Its currently function is just as a noise jammer, is the twist knob just behind the other one. Behind there you have the ANA ALE39 or 37, I can't remember in the top of my head. 39 or 37, which is the
countermeasure system here.
Yeah, well, it's the general countermeasure system. So you can set it to auto, manual, or whatever, or off if you want to deprive yourself of countermeasures. And behind there you have the input code for the programs, the program panel for the ALE30. So if you're gonna input a specific chaff or flare program, you can type it, and what type of countermeasures we have on board. And if you go back to the front, to the right of the RWR, you have the data link panel, which is two panels. You have the front and the rear panel.
That's it.
Front panel is the main panel for air-to-air data link and like ship-to-air data link or fighter-to-fighter data link. And then the panel behind it, it's mostly used for carrier alignment and air-to-air data link. You have to set your own ID. Behind there you have the, is it a light panel?
Yep, that's the light panel.
Yeah, and behind there you have the IFF panel. Should have, unless there's something else in the way. It's not that much exciting on that side. Though behind the jet command lever on the other side, you have a little switch, which is the coolant switch, which you want to have in the forward position.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me set that.
You want to have it in the forward position for
there we go.
Hog 9 and missile cooling.
Yeah, I just read about that. Yeah. All right, it's on now.
What? That's pretty much all you need in the back, and you have the radar controls in the front left, which is... Yeah. I usually don't touch them that much. I usually use the DDB panel. I usually keep it at 20 degrees azimuth and have it in the 4-bar scan, because the elevation is your main enemy right now in the F-14. Because
currently 4-bar right now.
Yeah, but you need to, when you are in TWS, it automatically either goes 40 degrees 2-bar or 20 degrees 4-bar. So if you switch the degrees to 40, it automatically goes into 2-bar, but it doesn't show it on.
Oh, okay.
So if you switch it now to 20 degrees again, then
which radar mode should I be in right now?
I primarily use TWS manual.
TWS manual, alright. TWS manual now. It wasn't an auto.
Yeah, and then TWS auto. it's basically TWS and auto and TWS manual is like it's the same, only that TWS auto you can't slew or slew the azimuth and elevation of the radar. It's all automatic. But
and you said
currently doesn't.
And you said what was mapped on the Thrustmaster for slewing it?
The left hat, which is the count.
Oh yeah, I see it. I got it.
Not
I got it. It's working.
Yeah, not the data boundary definitely. So what you usually don't need anything more than 20 degree, which it's kind of very sensitive. So I have it bound to an axis of my throttle and have the axis limited to like plus minus 20 degrees radar elevation. So I can just fine tune it, because currently the radar is a bit limited in the way that it's actually supposed to, when you fire at Bandit, it's supposed to go into TWS auto, at least if you fire in TWS, and then it's supposed to automatically highlight all the targets you fired at while the missile is being guided by your aircraft. But that currently doesn't work, so you have to manually guide it, which is fun.
Got it.
So when you're hooked in now, you see on the top, you see the range, 34 miles, and altitude 7,000.
Yeah, I see
On
that.
the left side, and on the right side it says bearing and magnetic course. So the magnetic course is the course that the enemy is flying, like the magnetic bearing for them, and the bearing is sort of stupid, but it's, yeah, so right now it says like 359. But the Bandit is heading 305 or something from us.
Right,
So the bearing it says is like our nose is pointing always. Our nose is north, and 10 degrees left. That's 350.
Yeah, I understand how bearing works.
Yeah, but it's stupid that it doesn't say the bearing compared like that north is north. It says bearing that. It's
Well,
like.
Yeah,
Our nose is north.
Right, but that's pretty common. I mean, it's like that for ships too.
Oh wow. So you're gonna turn 2 degrees left and you go 3.5. If that's correct.
Sorry, say again?
You're in the ship and you're gonna turn 2 degrees left, you turn heading 3.5.
Yeah, so if bearing said 358, then you would turn 2 degrees to the left. If it said 2, you would turn 2 degrees to the right.
Oh, I think that's totally stupid, but okay. If that's how it ships, then I guess. But it's.
I think so.
I feel like it's totally idiotic. I think it would say like north is north, and then it says the bearing from north or from us compared to north. But oh well, I guess plane's got a plane.
Right. Well,
but that's just my opinion.
Well, then you would just use the. So if you wanted that, then you would say the magnetic heading term, and then you would use the MC.
Yeah, but the magnetic course, that's where the enemy is flying.
I understand.
That's where
I understand, but I mean that's typically what you would do in a real plane. I understand it's different for what they're showing here. I get that. You're right. It would be MH, not MC.
Yeah, so I feel it's like it was a sort of confusing at the beginning, but like I sort of use it, and then I look at the magnetic well where it says it's compared to us like 350, and then I look at the compass and I tell the pilot to turn 10 degrees left, heading, for example, 290 or something like this. Let's see if we find someone else to look at that. So currently your elevation is -1. That's like if you have data link, it's a lot easier to keep the situational awareness within. But without it, then you gotta scan around them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And even the data link even picks up missiles, at least AIM-120s and M54s fired from the enemy. And so you have sort of an early warning in that sense.
Alright, I got 3 contacts I have here to we're looking at.
So we got the X on him, that means that we lost him, so it's probably either below our radar scan con or currently, okay, back up. Or it could be notching us. So we lost all of them, so you're scanning way too far down, because they are 40 miles away and you're scanning -70. If you scan about 0 to -1, because we're at Angel 16, that should be enough. Yeah, so that's also the difficult part about this plane. Like, have you flown the F-18 or F-15 and all that?
I've only flown the F-15 a couple times. I've flown the F-18 a lot.
Yeah, so on the F-18 it shows you your scan elevation at the target cursor. Here it shows you the scan elevation on the left from 0 to 6, like to whatever the max altitude is at the current max range of the display. So currently, like at 100 nautical miles, we're scanning from 0 to 16,000, and it doesn't show you the target you have highlighted where you're scanning compared to him. So what I usually do then is you have to the right of the fishbowl, like close right below it, you have the range scale, and I usually turn it like down and up compared to where the enemy is to look out to where I'm scanning in front and behind him, so I can see if he's well within my scan zone. So now we're scanning 7 degrees down again, so it's yeah. So if you go on the knee board on the 3rd page.
Say again?
If you go on the knee board on the 3rd page.
Yeah, where the
yeah, the tactical data link systems pages. Then you have the 2 Stennis, and then if you have an AWACS which supports data link, you would have that there as well.
I'm on the wrong page. Hold on.
It says tactical data link system.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it. Yep.
Yep, and then you have the frequencies, which are 303.5 and 308.4, and you just need to type in then 084 or 035, depending on which carrier you want to use. If you want to use the standard stand, we go with then you type into the data link panel, the front where you have the 3 thumb wheels, you type in 035.
Hold on. I need you to fly straight and level because when you move the plane, you can't look on it.
Yeah, I'll put it somewhere.
Alright, I got the frequency in.
Copy, and then you have the power switch, which is to the right of it, and you want to have that in the forward. Rearward position is for air-to-air or fighter-to-fighter range.
Alright, it's in the forward position.
So then you see, hold on, I'm gonna turn right then. So then you see out to sea to our, about 2 o'clock now on the radar screen, the thing at Angels 3 or Angels 30.
Yes.
And that is the data link indicator. So you have the whatever's on the top of the dot or the line, like the staple, which is unknown. That's a radar contact, and whatever is like it's the staple below or a circle below or a V below, then it's a data link contact confirmed, either friend, hostile, or foe.
Got it.
Or friend unknown or foe. So we can, like, if you hook the data link target, we can see his angels, his bearing, his magnetic cores, range, everything,
Right.
but we can't shoot at it. So then you need to find him with your radar. But then you know approximately where he is. He's 32 miles, Angels 26, and he's flying ish towards us.
That's cool.
So and then like you get if like now currently it's the ship, so it's a bit limited view, at least behind mountains and all that stuff. But if you have a AWACS with data link, then it's covers, well, of course, dependent on position and all. So when he is like, if you go into the 20-degree azimuth scan, not the 40-degree, you get more elevation on yours, like there, yeah. And then you scan up about 7 degrees or plus 7. We should probably pick him up. Yeah, so there you see, now we got the staple on top as well. So then you can hook the staple. And because you can't do anything with the data link contact, you can hook the staple there, and then you can press either pulse STT, pulse Doppler STT, or fire a TWS shot if you want it. And then you can IFF him, of course, but yeah. So now I get my targeting, and he's in my head 25, about nautical miles away. And then we could have fired either a Phoenix and semi-active radar on me.
I see a weird glitch right now. Remember I was talking about the cable, the cables from the Stennis?
Yeah,
I'm looking out my left window and I see it stretching all the way out to the ship. effect
Yep.
of flame?
Yeah, it's a non-break. So I've never experienced it, but I know it can happen. So yeah. Then if you press the TWS button again, then you'll unlock the target and go back to under TWS mode.
You say PWS, but I don't know.
TWS.
Yeah, what is
Purple
that?
scan.
I don't,
It's the radar mode you have. So you have TWS manual and TWS auto, which is your radar modes just next to the pulse Doppler STT or pulse.
okay. I thought you were saying P is in Papa. You were saying
yeah.
T is in Tango.
Yes, I am not native English. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Actually, your English is pretty good. Just, your volume sometimes is a little bit unclear. It's not, your mic doesn't pick you up all that well sometimes.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it is better.
I turned it up 20%. I have it at like 30% because it's way too sensitive. So yes. So in pulse modes, which we are, I don't know if you're in pulse STT or pulse Doppler STT, that you have to see on your right to your right of your DD.
So the only lights that I have on are TWS man, and I don't have.
Okay. So if I go pilot lock-on mode and I lock this bandit, so now you should see it's locked into your TDD. You have some like the beam,
Right.
and then if you hold the IFF button, then you'll see in the middle if it's a friend or foe, which is gonna be a friend, because they're all friends on this server.
Yep.
And then then you would just shout out to me over the ICS or wherever speaking that is friend, and like I would break lock, but then you can see if we are in. Can you check if we are in pulse Doppler or pulse STT?
We are pulse STT.
Yeah. So you know the difference between pulse Doppler and pulse.
Nope, I don't.
Okay. So in pulse Doppler, we're of course using the Doppler effect, so we can look down into ground clutter and look down, shoot down is the main bonus with pulse Doppler compared to pulse. And pulse Doppler can STT at longer ranges than pulse. But if the enemy then, or whatever target is, goes into a notch or like a close to 90-degree perpendicular flight to us, then we will lose lock on him. But if we are in pulse STT, he can't notch us, because pulse doesn't use the closure rate of the enemy to target him. It only uses the direct radar return of the enemy, but then it's also susceptible to ground clutter. So if there's an enemy below us over land, and you're gonna look down and and you're gonna find him at longer ranges, you usually use pulse Doppler, and TWS is a pulse Doppler. But if he's above us, or if he's notching us, then you can use a pulse mode, or turn off the Doppler filter on the pulse Doppler modes, like TWS. There's some automatic function. So if there's on the top left, there's a switcher that's called the MLC.
Yep, that's it.
That is the ground clutter filter, or the Doppler filter for the Doppler modes and the TWS modes. So if there's an enemy below us over ground, and we're looking down at him, and we fly above him, and we're looking down at him in TWS, and he's flying towards us, then we can see him. But then if he turns 90 degrees, we can't see him. If you then turn off the MLC filter over ground, then you will pick up all the ground clutters, so you still won't see him. But then if he's, for an example, if he was below us now over water in front of us, you could turn it off, but then you would even see him in the notch, because the sea doesn't give any specific radar reflections back, unless there is, for example, an oil rig or a ship there, because you can pick up ships with without the Doppler filter. So it's people think they can hide using the notching method over water, but it doesn't. If you know what you're doing in the back, at least. If you're flying below the enemy, for example, as we are, well, the tanker now is in front of us. But if you're flying below the enemy and you have the radar elevation greater than 3 degrees plus, then it automatically knocks out the MLC filter, and you don't have to do it manually.
That's awesome. Hey, I got bad news, unfortunately. My 4-month-old right now is turned to demand his bottle, so I actually have to disconnect, unfortunately.
But
hey, thanks for teaching me all this stuff. I've been slowly trying to read up and watch videos and stuff. I just hadn't had a chance to get very far on this. Unfortunately, I can only fly like on the weekends, like before my kids get up.
Yeah.
Always a challenge. I have 4 kids. Thank
yeah,
you very much.
there,
I appreciate
there's
the time that you're taking going through this stuff. It's really helpful. I wish I could play with you longer.
Yeah, there's a problem. I have probably used 80% of my time the last 2 weeks in the backseat of the F-14. So it's
where are you from? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah. From Norway.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
So, yeah.
Obviously American. Probably knew that already, but I'm from Chicago.
Yep. Oh, nice.
All right, well, I'll catch you later, man.
Yes, yeah.
Take it easy. Bye.